Just on that point about the comparison with Jamal Khashoggi, and I want to ask Daniel Bodman this, because I'm not sure that people here in India would buy that analogy, because Khashoggi was a journalist, somebody who was taking on the Saudi regime. Nijjar was hardly that. Right. There were multiple FIRs, very serious crimes for which he was wanted here in India. His own entry into Canada, the manner in which he finally managed to procure citizenship, again, very, very dubious, that entire process. And of course, like I said, there was letters rogatory against him. There was a red collar notice against him issued by the Interpol. So he's not some holier than thou figure. Daniel Bodman.
Neither was Jamal Khashoggi. I could find you a picture of Khashoggi in the 80s with AK-47s in Pakistan supporting militant Islamist groups there. He was an open supporter of the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, doesn't mean he deserved to be killed. He was murdered. I think the thing here is the Turks provided evidence. Also, is pretty cut and dry. Video, he goes into the embassy in one piece, he comes out of the embassy in multiple pieces. Didn't take a genius to figure that out. This is very different. In Canada, it's not true. This is a Khalistani leader. Say what you will about him. There's no denying it. We saw all the flags at his funeral. We know that there has been Khalistani gang violence. There was just some this week where another leader was killed. So this is a drive-by shooting. We don't know who was in the car. We don't know what their motivations were. We don't really have a concrete, Hardeep Singh Nijjar went into this room in the Indian embassy and then he died. That's not what we have. We have just something happening randomly on the streets and lots of speculation. So I don't see the two things as analogous on a lot of levels. There are some. It's never been the best analogy for me, I would say. But yeah, I can understand India's frustration here because the real thing here is we haven't put forward any evidence for the world, and we cannot just go to the world on you gotta trust me. I swear, cut ties with 1 billion people and an important geopolitical ally. Just take our side. Why? Well, because we think there might be a potential link, according to one intelligence report, that it's a potential link. So that's the thing here. There is no the world could understand what happened to Khashoggi and empathize with him. No one really knows who was behind this. This is like a random drive-by shooting, which are not uncommon among Khalistani leaders in Canada.
Yes, politicians do all kinds of things. Domestic political compulsions compel, the best of politicians to do the most stupid things. Is this some sort of an explanation as to why Justin Trudeau has literally, he's thrown this diplomatic relationship under the bus?
Okay, the Conservative Party of Canada is reflexively cowardly. Okay, they're too scared to be called racist on anything, and they need to conduct 8,000 poll groups and focus groups before they can form an opinion on anything. So there's also the fear, though, of what Poilievre is doing is he doesn't want to come out against the government right now and present any sort of disunity to the world. We know he probably thinks Trudeau is wrong, but he's kind of falling on his sword here to not create an internal rift that could be exploited by the international community because our prime minister got us in a geopolitical battle with one of our allies for some reason. So I think that would explain it more. And I would expect the Conservative Party to sort of take their time, look at this, see how the Canadian community reacts to all the Khalistani violence. And then, as in standard Conservative Party, once they have 3 months of data and people telling them what to think and how to think, then they'll start to come up with some public opinions.